My friends, I hope that you enjoyed our first study. Today we're going to look at a very exciting topic. We're going to look at part 2 of the Samson syndrome. What I find interesting is that even though Samson once again is the strongest man in the Bible literally, we see that Samson is also probably one of the weakest men in the Bible. You know, the Bible tells us in Judges chapter 14, beginning at verse number 1, that Samson went down to Timnah, and he saw a woman down in Timnah of the daughters of the Philistines, and he loved her, and he began to be with her. Now, I think it's very fascinating right here, because here we see Samson from the very first time, from this miraculous birth, we see Samson making his first major wrong decision. You see, Samson sees this woman, and the only thing that he can just tell is that this woman looks good. And just like a man, just like the desires of the lust of the heart and the flesh, he sees her, he goes to her, and the Bible actually tells us that he marries her. Now, this is interesting because she is part of the daughters of the Philistines. Samson was supposed to be delivering Israel from the Philistines, but here we have Samson now marrying a Philistine woman. This is interesting because now Samson becomes hooked by women. You know, it's very interesting right here that this hook that we have, I don't know too much about fishing, but it's interesting that they tell me that this is called a lure. And with this lure, I know some fishermen say that this is the skirt of the lure as well. You know, when we read the story of Samson, every single time in Samson's life, we see Samson is being lured away by the skirt, so to speak. And Samson does not realize that even when he's being lured away, underneath this skirt and lure is this hook. And Samson, even though he's a spiritual man of God, even though he's been called by God, Samson is hooked by the skirt. And I want to tell my brothers and sisters that even though you may be spirit-filled and doing God's will, the Bible tells us to be aware that even when we think we're strong, be aware lest we fall. We can't focus in on our own desires and our own lust. Even when you have the Spirit of God inside of you, you have to surrender to God every single day. Samson marries this woman. He even sleeps with a prostitute in the next couple of chapters. Every single step we see Samson is going down further and further away from God. But my friends, here's what I like about God. God never leaves us to our own. God always comes to the rescue. So even though Samson is down right now, in our next sermon, we're going to see how God brings some back home. Stay tuned to next time as we study the Samson syndrome.